Well, we're here again, EU4, with the Battle Royale. My voice is nearly completely gone, so we might not hop in as much, but there probably isn't going to be as much hopping in to do anyway, because we're probably, I reckon by 1700, we might be down to like 10 countries or so. I'm not really sure. There's not many left going here. How many even is there? One. Right, so I think this is 3, 6, 9, 12. Well, so there's about 30 something there, and some of these I don't even think actually exist. Maybe they have one province somewhere, somehow. But some of them I don't even think exist. Some of those on that list, I don't know, I guess Mamluks are here. You know, some of them, though, I think that might be a bit of a lie. I don't know if it takes time to update for them to die off or whatever. But I don't think some of them even exist. So we'll go to 1700 today, assuming it doesn't slow down too much, and see what happens, really. So the country's dying. I'm just noting. Obviously, I have not recorded like the speed or anything. It seems like the game is going even quicker. As in 1 month, it pauses on the first of every month. You just see it stop slightly, but a month is taking like 2 seconds. So it's ridiculously fast. I'm guessing less countries maybe is helping. Like there's less armies. That's obviously quite noticeable. There's definitely less troops because if you ever played the game, which I'm sure most of you have, obviously, but you'll notice like when you're playing a one province minor. Has like so many troops, I don't know, like 7,000, and then if you conquered another province and had 2 provinces, you can probably only have like 8 or 9, 10k. So I feel like if you get a little bonus, bit of like army size. So that's obviously something that's eliminated when there's not so many countries. But when there's lots of small ones, there's loads more troops than there would be, like, you know, here. I don't know if that makes any sense at all. But I feel like I don't know if it's because you get bonuses for like being alive, you know, as the country or the country bonus or whatever. Maybe there's like a base army sort of force limit that you have that kicks in. But it does seem like a one province minor, like conquering another province does not, you know, equal double the strength, even if they were like identical provinces. Okay, Poland we're going to stay zoomed out, I think, at this sort of distance now. There isn't too much going on a small scale, but Poland is digging into Africa. See, they're getting at Ethiopia there. Japan is also, I think, slowly going after Ethiopia in Persia. But importantly, you can see Ming did do okay, had a bit of a comeback, but it looks like Japan has now consolidated most of this territory. The Apache's still doing well. I'm very surprised we're not seeing any colonizing at all. I thought we would, but apparently that's not the case. I don't know if England would do it. I mean, they are a very interesting country. They're just sort of sat here doing nothing. We'll see what they get up to. I don't know if they're even fighting anyone. I think they are at war. Yeah, okay, never mind. I don't know what they're up to, or what they're planning to do. Ooh, so, okay, Ming somehow got over here, which is obviously annoying, but Malwa has just made a huge amount of progress. I'm assuming they've just sort of, you know, pushed in and cut through here in like an open space. I don't think it doesn't mean they're stronger than Poland, but they've made huge progress here as well, towards all the way to Budapest. They've somehow, I don't know, they've grabbed this province somehow, but yeah, they've come all the way down here. They've split off the sort of Polish-Turkey territory. So maybe and they're going after Medjugorje Bari. Maybe there's hope. Malwa is currently ranked 3rd. Japan sits in 2nd. But there you go. I mean, between these 3, they have more development than I'm guessing the rest of the world probably combined. So we'll see. But yeah, Poland's number is going down. You can actually watch it decline there. And Malwa's is gradually going up. And Japan is going like 2 steps up, 1 step down. So there you go. That's kind of... Oh my goodness, Iberia just broke free. Portuguese, Iberia... Poland's might be falling... Oh no, France died. Sorry, France died here. And then the new nations that have appeared are going after Poland. And England... Alright, the Knights... Is Poland going to collapse? That would be insane. I thought it was kind of a done deal. I thought today we might just see Poland take over what remains, you know, within reason. Don't think they'll get to the New World. But in the old world, at least, I thought they might get the job done. But now Malwa posing a threat. They do technically border Japan now as well. So that's a big mess. As you can see, yeah, this doesn't look so great for Poland. Maybe they're going to collapse. Ava has returned, although France is starting to collect some of this land. But Portugal is making a go of this. I have no idea how they returned to life. But they're going for it. And they are already a great power, which is quite impressive. And clearly causing issues for Poland. Because Malwa, this is disgusting borders. I think Poland still has the most troops, but they're just... Yeah, Malwa's just doing little hit and runs, grabbing little provinces everywhere, and it's working for them. If they could really go in here on Medjugorje Bari, yeah, Poland could be in trouble. Could be messy. As it stands, Malwa is still 3rd, a long way off Poland, but Poland's development is still falling. France here. Sulu has climbed up to 4th. I think they might be killing Ethiopia. Yeah, they are. Coming up the east coast of Africa. And Ming had a bit of a comeback in India, but Japan has quelled that since I started talking just now. Poland beginning to be a bit on the ropes. I think they're still fairly comfortably number 1. But, I mean, Japan, and I say that, Japan is 200 development points away from them right now. Portuguese Iberia, certainly, or just Portugal, just emerging very strong. France still... No, wait, what the heck? Ethiopia just killed them very quickly. Sulu, though, has emerged here as well. Ethiopia is very spread out. It's cool to see these empires rise and fall, but Malwa really profiting, sort of. Not really, but they are doing good. They are adding stuff, slowly growing as an empire. Don't know how they're sort of front with... Oh, they are attacking Japan. Okay, I think that's probably contributing to Ming having a bit of a recovery too. Maybe we're not going to get down to just one country left. I really did think Poland had done like enough. I thought it was done. But that is clearly not the case. Okay, I just had a curiosity because I saw England is sieging Calais in France, but obviously Poland's land at the moment with 1,000 men, which obviously makes no sense. They can't do it, I'm guessing, unless the fort levels are all really low. But I just wanted to check the naval numbers. Okay, no, so Poland has a lot of boats. I don't know why England has like 5 boats. It makes no sense, right? They're the naval. They have 1 transport and nothing. I don't know if maybe their boats died to Poland, right? That would probably make sense. But yeah, okay, so they do have boats. I thought for a minute maybe no one was building any boats, but that is not the case. So I don't know what's going on there. One thing I will say, I loaded in as Poland, and like when I have to pick a country when I open the game, and then I go into the observe mode, and I picked Poland, and they could not see anything, you know, beyond what they had physically sort of walked to. They could not see the Americas, so I don't think there's any exploring going on at all. No one's got any, I don't think, maybe they... I'm pretty sure no one has got the ability to sort of colonize, unless you can like pick it up with an idea, or not an idea, but you know, you just pick it up with something else, maybe. But yeah, I don't think anyone's even attempted it. Most of them have the same ideas. England is broken, or just wait, why is their tech so bad? England is having issues. I'm sorry, yeah, something's wrong. They've been on admin ideas force for over 100 years. England's obviously got something going wrong. I mean, their leader's okay, but their technology is in the bin. I mean, I don't know what is going on with them, but that's rough. Yeah, Poland's still locked in this stalemate. They are still first, but it's now... Oh, Japan has completely died while we were talking. Ming is on the return. Japan falling back. Malwa did some damage. Oh my goodness, they've got most of India. So as it stands, Poland leading. Malwa second. Ming third. Japan fourth. What a fall. Sulu in 5th, Ethiopia 6th, Portugal 7th, Ethiopia now in West Africa, not East Africa. Portugal in Iberia, which is of course where the France that is still kicking around, which used to be Mega Provence. It's been a crazy game. And this Poland came out of nowhere in the second video to just dominate. England sitting in 8th place just because I think everyone else is worse, but I don't think they're in a nut. They're not even close. I mean, France, I don't know how France was up. Was France still on there? I don't think they were. No, France is gone now. Well, Ming is well and truly in recovery mode as we hit 1640. Malwa, I can't tell, but Poland is recovering. I don't know what impact they're having. They're almost a 4th member here. Ethiopia is actually digging in. Portugal has pretty much gone. Poland did well there, but Ethiopia, Sulu, these countries are still fighting each other. Even the Knights are still kicking around. So it could get messy, but Poland is definitely not as strong as they were. Obviously, they still have less than half of Iberia when they used to have all of it. And they are missing Turkey and Greece, which they used... I think they maybe didn't own all of this area. The tiny bit here, which is obviously what went wrong. But they did own all of Anatolia at one point. So, yeah, that's a big blow. And someone like Sulu is really emerging here. I don't... How's it looking? 1640. The is flying right now through the years. It's been 15 minutes and we've done 43 years. Oh, but there we go. Chavachivani, which is the nation that's currently occupying Japan, has come into 7th place, and overtake England there. But Poland currently leading the way. Ming has come back to 2nd. Imagine if Ming just come back and win. It would have been less boring than if they'd have just won it flat out from the beginning. So I guess that works, right? Malwa currently 3rd. Sulu has now overtaken Japan. I mean, it's been 4 years since I started talking, which is just crazy. But yeah, Japan. They are still, China, Korea. We'll see. I'm surprised at these guys. I think there is just a general lack of boats. I think that might be an issue because these guys are not doing too much. I thought they could probably, jump in and attack Japan. Okay, 1650, halfway through this sort of time phase. Japan... Oh, these guys did finally attack Japan, but... Looks like Japan made a comeback, but it seems like it's going bad again. Their font just keeps getting smaller and bigger. Who knows? Japan has climbed into third again. Yes, so they're above Ming, so it must be getting better for Japan. In fact, yeah, they have reconquered all of this. Ming had all of this last time. So Ming's still struggling. Malwa, I think, is playing a huge role in this. Credit to them, because they're fighting Poland on this side, Ming and Japan on this side. I mean, yeah, everyone's fighting a couple of big countries, so I wouldn't, no one's got it easy, but Sulu is, they're fighting this in Ethiopia, who's fairly big, although obviously the wasteland makes them look bigger. England is struggling with rebels, and I think rebels is how we saw some of like that area where there was loads of countries briefly broke out here around, and where Portugal came from. I think that's to do with rebels, and not so much that Poland couldn't handle the rebels, just they didn't, they couldn't walk over in time to stop it all happening. Okay, Poland is recovering. They've nearly got all of Iberia back as we hit the 1660 period. They've also got half of Anatolia back, and they seem to be pushing Malwa back. They've also got Polish Russia, and also Medjugorje Bari was very much on the brink of death and has recovered, so that's not a good sign for Malwa. I think Ming has sort of turned this way instead of towards Japan, and that's clearly hurting them. The Sulu are struggling. Yeah, this area we're about to see like 5 countries almost border each other if Sulu get pushed back a bit. That could be a real mess. But you can see Malwa's font starting to contort and struggle. Poor old Ethiopia. They might be next. We saw France sort of slowly fade. It looks like Sulu will take them out. And they will have all of Africa, essentially. I mean, there's a bit here that Poland has. I'm sure they could get that back. But it would be good for Sulu. I don't think... Did Ethiopia ever... I don't know. Maybe they did have all of this at one point. But I feel like this would be the first country to unite all the provinces. I'm certain now no one's colonising, because I've realised none of this is going. So I'm pretty sure maybe the odd province, but I think this is how it starts, right? You just can't see beyond here. Maybe I'm getting that wrong, but I don't think anyone's colonising anything. That's when I look over here. It looks like they're getting bigger, like slowly, but I don't think they are. I might be completely wrong. I think it's just the wasteland is sometimes making them look bigger. But Poland has had a bit of a recovery. They're back above 5,000 development. They dropped to about 4.3k at one point. Japan sits in second. Sulu is now up to third. Malwa has fallen to fourth. Ming in fifth. Chavchavani is in sixth, which is the Japan nation. England in seventh, and Apache in eighth. Obviously, that is just it's the same order, not the same order, but Ethiopia has dropped off, and Apache has climbed on the list. Medjugorje Bari were probably on it very briefly. They did have a bit of a recovery in Scandinavia, but Malwa has gone back after them. So that didn't really make any difference for them. But yeah, Sulu is doing okay. But like I said, a lot of it I feel like is the wasteland provinces making them look huge. It's not like there's more land available. And Ethiopia's actually started winning down here. Right, 1680, still sort of the same. Bit of fighting going on. I don't know what one of these countries like needs to, how do you say this nicely, die, right? We've seen Medjugorje Bari's now gone in Scandinavia. It's a big win for Malwa. Not necessarily die, but someone needs to like close off an avenue of attack. The reason these countries have done well is because some of them don't have a border. It's not easy, right? It's the only reason England is still alive is because it's not easy to get there, even for the other AIs. England have enough troops that Poland just can't get enough over in one go, essentially. I think that's what's happening there, and obviously Poland is probably very occupied elsewhere. England's leaving them alone, but besides that, I think you want to close an avenue off to be attacked from, and that is something Malwa have done. I mean, if they can kill in Medjugorje Bari here, obviously it's still a border with Poland, but then you are just focusing on Poland. That is a lot easier. That's kind of the example, right? If Sulu could come down here and deal with Ethiopia, they would never have to worry about anyone from the south again. That could really change things. If Japan went and took out all these other nations that keep sort of emerging, maybe they'd be in the same spot. But that is, it's going to happen eventually. Something's got to give. I think someone will collapse. We'll see. They're not going to keep struggling forever. Eventually, they will team up on one of them, and it will go pretty badly for them. But we're ticking along. It's 1683. The game is going even quicker. I thought it would get slower. It's actually going faster. Well, something did just change on the map. Poland formed the Commonwealth. I guess they just gained some of the, I don't know where the border actually fell. They must have just took all the Lithuanian provinces you need. They must have not had it for a while, and this time they decided to do it or whatever, because they hadn't before. But there you go. Poland has become the Commonwealth. Aristocratic ideas. I feel like that's one of the worst ones. I might be wrong, unless you're like cavalry heavy. I can't remember exactly what it is. But here you see, Medjugorje Bari did die, so that helps Malwa. But the Commonwealth now seems to be absolutely wrecking them. They've cleared up their issues in Iberia. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is just a huge offensive. Am I mistaken? Is Moscow in here? It's not really the capital of Malwa, but I guess it's their. I think they're an Indian nation, you know, where they spawn. But they have been Russia for most of this game. But I mean, they do have. I don't know what sort of cultural. I don't know. Is that the right map mode? It's not really, is it? But Malvi. But I think they are from India in the base game. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. I know Orissa. The craziest thing was when I've realised afterwards is that Orissa was doing really well in Germany. And they are from India as well. So that's incredible. And so, yeah, they're from Eastern India. So that's quite a journey they made to become like Germany for a little while. That was a pretty cool storyline while it lasted. Great Britain also finally formed, which means England is finally getting some technologies. They finally got admin level 8, I think you need. They were on 7 for so long. I don't know how they've been done so badly. It's beyond me, but there you go. They are very far behind on technology. If Poland did land some troops, they'd probably do okay. And the Sulu are making progress in Iberia now, not Portugal, to note. Same colour, but the Sulu doing well. Ming is still doing well in India and pushing into Persia. And I mean, Japan is still China and more, Korea, but Malwa's here as well. It is crazy right now as we get towards 1700. Oh, Ethiopia with a comeback, and they've split the Sulu in half here. And on top of that, Malwa has somehow come down here. They've just put a line between Commonwealth and Ming. Fair enough. They also did lose control of their territory here, so it's a big mess. But as we get to 1695, the Commonwealth leading the way. Then it is Ming down at 3,000 and Japan similar. If there's a winner between those two again, like if one of them does kill the other, that's where you could see a challenge to the Commonwealth. Malwa is still doing fantastic. They're actually, look, they're conquering all this coast off of the Netherlands and Denmark. That's quite interesting. And Scotland, no, Genoa just landed in England. I would not be surprised if Genoa kills England. Yep, they've already got all of Scotland. Ethiopia's doing great, by the way. So yeah, Sulu falling apart, sadly. The Inca seem to be adding more land. Can you colonize now? Have you got... No, I don't know how. Somebody is... It feels like maybe they didn't. I'm so confused. But either way, Genoa should probably kill Great Britain because their technology is terrible. Genoa's been on these islands the whole time. And their tech is fantastic. They actually have probably the most ideas in the world, I would say. Plutocratic idea. I don't even know what that is, but there we go. Sulu France is emerging though, so for all the bad stuff going on elsewhere, Malwa pushing into Turkey, this could be it for the Commonwealth. Although we said that before and they survived, but they've lost 700 development since I started talking about 3 years ago in game time because it's going so ridiculously quick. But the Commonwealth, once again on the ropes. Maybe Genoa could have a comeback, conquering Great Britain. That would put them in the Great Powers for the first time, I would imagine, above the Apache. Although Britain's fallen off the list, although Ethiopia has obviously climbed back onto it with a recovery. Ming has taken the whole Arabian Peninsula. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Chuchivani is doing a bit better. Ming is definitely having a recovery in India. But there we go. What is the dynasties map mode? I'm just wondering. I assume it's not changed, but you know, some of them might have randomly changed. The Zhou dynasty, I think that's a new one in Ming. Kanin in Japan. Garpancha. Kalji. Opalinsky. Okay, a few different ones. Pretty cool. Agung. Okay, but oh yeah, it's not looking good for the Commonwealth. Right, I'm going to slow the speed down. I want to stop it this time at the right point. We want to stop it bang on 1700. Okay, that was maybe a bit too far. 25, 27, 28, 29, 31st. 1st of January. Pause. There we go. Boom. We bring it in just on time. And we are set up well for one... I guess we'll do one final episode, right? It's going a lot quicker, so we'll get to 8. It took 35 minutes to get here. We'll get to 1821 in probably a similar time frame, I'm guessing. Maybe a bit longer, obviously. Depends. But if it goes quicker again, we'll get there quicker. So we'll do one more episode of this. There's been some suggestions that I use different mods and do more of this, so I probably will do that because people seem to be enjoying it more than the usual Let's Plays. So yeah, we'll go ahead and try some more stuff like this. I'm glad people enjoyed it. This was a bit of a jump back in test. But yeah, there's plenty of mods I can find. Some people have asked me if mods work together. I will have responded to your comments by now, but to anyone who is interested, mods genuinely will work together. It's just finding a version of the game they both work on. Like, for example, some people have suggested extended timeline. I'm happy to do that. That will run a lot slower, sadly. I just know because the extended timeline is very slow if you go to the modern day. But more, it would work with this. It's just I might have to roll back the game a few versions. So look, it doesn't matter, right? The sort of scale we're watching, you wouldn't know what DLC was on or what mods, or not mods, but what update we were on. It doesn't really matter in this kind of thing, I guess, in the grand scheme of things. But yeah, that's the only thing to bear in mind. It's more to do with finding the mods that are compatible on the same version of the game is more the issue. Obviously, some mods that completely change the game just won't work with others, but for mods like Extended Timeline, that would work with this. It's just I think Extended Timeline has not been updated for a while. I think you have to go back to like 1.2 something. Obviously we're on 1.3 something now, or I think it's 1.1 something. So I don't know, but yeah, we should be able to mix and match different mods, come up with some cool stuff, and see what happens. But yeah, like I said, this was just a tester, and we've got a big, exciting finale to come, I guess, in the final next episode as well. So thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.